Hello everyone, this is Ronnie and today's topic is true hunger on a raw food or raw vegan diet. And you might have heard people talk about this concept of true hunger. And where this all comes from is that when we go to a diet of our, I don't want to say natural foods, but maybe that's the right word to use, of the best foods for us, of the foods that we're most adapted to, fruits, vegetables, raw, and a limited amount of nuts and seeds. When we go into a diet like that we feel hunger in a different way and that our body feels different in many ways actually, and things change. And this is kind of confusing to a lot of people at the start of this journey, very difficult. It makes people undereat a lot because they're not used to feeling so different, and hunger isn't being triggered in the same way it used to be, and that is absolutely correct. And most people who are on a raw food diet will tell you that they don't feel hunger in the same way. And in fact, if you're on a conventional diet, the way that you feel hunger is different from the way that we feel hunger. And the way that you feel hunger is something that I don't feel. I don't feel that. So most people, conventionally, they feel hunger in kind of their stomach area, somewhere down here or here. And what they feel is they get hunger and it's associated with hunger pains, and it's an uncomfortable feeling. It's like a feeling like you need to eat because there's an emptiness, a feeling of discomfort, and you call that hunger pains and everything. And that's how people, that's kind of how people see, or how they are triggered to eat more. Although people will still eat if they don't feel that as well, but that's one of the things that really makes people feel hungry. And in the 80-10-10 diet, and I don't know exactly where this comes from, but Doug Graham talks about, he believes, or his information suggests that feeling is actually the stomach emptying from unideal foods. And what he says is basically that the body should never be in discomfort, which is something I found kind of profound when I first read that basically the systems of the body and stuff, the body's not trying to put you into discomfort and shouldn't be in discomfort. And therefore this feeling is not a natural feeling of the body, this hunger pains thing. And that really what it is, as I said, is the stomach emptying from less than ideal foods. So I don't know exactly where that information comes from, but it doesn't sound too far-fetched to me. It sounds like it could be pretty accurate. And when you do eat cooked food, or in the past when I ate cooked food, what you do feel is like a real weight, a real heaviness in your stomach, because the food just sits there for ages and ages and ages. It doesn't pass through like fruit does. So it stays there for a long time. Eventually it passes through, and digestion is not quite as ideal as on a raw diet. Now, so how does hunger feel? Because what a lot of people have said is true hunger is felt in the throat. I don't really understand what that means. I don't know where this true hunger feeling is. Most people that I've asked about it either haven't felt it or don't really know what it means. Some people have said they felt it after many days of not eating or something, which isn't really worthwhile for anyone to follow, because then you're just going to be under eating. And to me, it's not the trigger that I respond to. To me, the hunger is not really, it's not like the body goes, you're hungry now, eat. To me, that's not how it works. To me, how it works is the body should almost always be ready and available to eat. It's not like there's a particular time the body says, okay, let's eat now and then let's stop. It's not like that. Basically, the body is almost always capable of eating if you're on a raw diet, unless you are completely satisfied and you've completely eaten, enough. And it's quite hard to do that on a raw diet, to eat so much or eat enough that you don't wish to eat. But obviously you will feel that. But the feeling of hunger is not a fullness it's not an emptiness or anything like that. To me, it is more a feeling of witnessing or being aware of your state and feeling like you are literally depleting in energy, feeling like you are not as motivated, you don't want to do anything, you're just to me it's just a general feeling of like tiredness or something like that, but it's not, it's not actual tiredness, it's just like you're running out of fuel or you've not got enough fuel. That's more what the feeling is. And I feel it a lot actually more in my head, I would say, when I'm thinking like I'm not thinking clearly or as clearly, I'm not as energetic, I'm not feeling like doing anything. And that's more what I think, that's hunger. That's hunger rather than a particular pain in the body or anything like that. So I don't really wait for hunger. I eat when I want to eat. If I enjoy eating, if I see something and I want to eat it, obviously if it's within the realms of what I want to eat, I do eat. I do feel like the body is basically ready to eat at almost all times, during the night, in the morning, at night, so I'm not that bothered about intermittent fasting and things like that. I obviously don't try and force myself to eat if I don't feel like it. If I don't feel like my body's ready to eat, I won't. But to me, a lot of people make a mistake where they are waiting and waiting and waiting for the body to almost compel them to eat. And that's not going to happen on this diet. There's no, you're not going to get, you're going to have to fast for a long time before you're forced to eat bananas or something like that. They just don't have that addictive quality that other foods have. They don't have that thing that drives you to eat them. You want to eat fruit, but you don't have this desperate drive to do it. So that's the difference, and that's why a lot of people struggle on a raw diet. They don't eat enough. They're waiting for a trigger that isn't ever going to happen, which is either in the throat or in the stomach, which isn't there for raw vegans, and they never learn to eat enough. They lose too much weight. They feel unenergetic, low vibe, whatever you want to call it. They feel unmotivated, and they start to question everything. So that's a real problem with this lifestyle. So you have to learn to eat enough. You have to understand what is enough for you. You have to be prepared at all times, and it's worth it. Is it worth all that extra work? Yeah, I would say it's worth it. Personally, I think it's worth it, and that's why I do it. That's why I've continued to do it for the last 7-8 years, and I enjoy it. And I especially enjoy all the people I've met through it. But I enjoy the simple feeling of doing this diet. I enjoy feeling good. I enjoy the fact that I'm giving my body the best. And it doesn't affect me in terms of if I want to go out and meet people and be friends with people and go out and do things. I don't feel that's a problem. I definitely don't want to just go along and eat what they eat. But I feel comfortable on this diet, and I feel more and more comfortable all the time. And I think it's a fantastic choice if you move towards it. If you're moving towards it, it's a great thing. So thank you for watching the video. Just to recap, true hunger, I don't really think it's felt in the throat, but true hunger is not the pain feeling that you're maybe used to, or the emptiness feeling. It is more an overall awareness of feeling like you're not quite got as much energy in you. You're kind of maybe even your head, you're just a little bit unclear. You're not thinking straight. You're not as on the ball as usual. Something like that. It's just a feeling of kind of like your energy's zapping down a bit, but it's not tiredness. It's kind of confusing thing to think. And the one issue as well is that people don't actually feel like they want to eat often. When they're like that, they often don't feel like they want to eat, which is strange. So that's a really confusing thing about this diet. I feel like I'm hungry, I don't know what I want to eat, I'm not sure. That's something that people go through a lot. So it's good to get some advice and some help. I want to start opening up coaching more if you're interested in that. And if you want to come to an event and meet more people and you're kind of sad or whatever that you've not got more friends in this lifestyle, then you can come to Fruitfest and go to fruitfest.co.uk to learn more. If you want to support the Fruit Festival, you can go to our shop. You can buy our t-shirt or our hoodie, and we've also got the recipe book up there. It's fruitfest.co.uk/shop if you want to support us through that. So thank you very much for watching the video. Any suggestions, put them in the comments below. Any questions, I'm happy to answer in a future video. And just learn, become aware of when you're truly hungry and not. Don't end up under eating. You do need to eat enough carbohydrates, enough calories, enough protein and fats and all the rest of it to thrive on a raw diet. And but it is, to me, it's still the absolute best thing to be doing in terms of a diet. I took a long journey to get here. I know other people that maybe didn't, but I took a long journey. I've eaten all the other stuff, and I'm really happy doing what I'm doing, and I commend it to you. So thank you very much for watching. We'll see you in the next video, and have a great day and enjoy your fruit today.